Welcome to our weekly discussion of all things current in California politics. I'm Walt Gray. Joining us this week, reporter Emily Hoeven, political expert for CalMatters.org. Emily, good to see you again. We're kind of looking forward to getting through the summer into September when a lot of schools are going to be opening. What's the status with distance learning? Is that still going to be an option for people?
It's really interesting because both the governor and the lawmakers have repeatedly vowed an end to distance learning because of how disruptive it was for so many students. But as it stands, lawmakers are currently considering a bill that would essentially require every school to offer an independent study program to kids who don't yet feel comfortable going back to the classroom. And in the past, some schools had independent study, but not all of them. And now all of them are likely going to be required to offer it. And they are trying to beef it up so it will be more robust than distance learning last year, but it's hard to know how fast they'll be able to implement some of those reforms.
Yeah, a lot of people got comfortable and used to distance learning. They liked it, so I think a lot of people want options. Some bad news here. California homicide rates are way up. 4th of July weekend was not good. What's going on with that in our state?
Yeah, it's a very disturbing trend. Attorney General Rob Bonta recently released crime rates from 2019 to 2020, and these are the first numbers showing the effect of the pandemic on violence. And we saw homicide rates jump 31%, violent crime was up. And so it's a really stark trend. And over 4th of July in Los Angeles County alone, 16 people were killed. And so you're seeing all of these different cities that had been considering slashing police budgets in the wake of, protests and George Floyd's murder. They're now considering rolling back some of those cuts because there's just this really disturbing uptick in violence that is affecting communities that were already hard hit by the virus. I think we're going to see this continue to be one of the central problems in California as we emerge from this pandemic.
A lot of problems with the EDD still. We get multiple contacts from people every day about they're not getting paid. Where is their check? That situation is still problematic, so much so that Bank of America wants out?
Yeah, it's kind of an ironic development. So, for over a decade, Bank of America has had this exclusive contract with the state and with the unemployment department to deliver those benefits via debit card. And EDD actually just renewed that contract for another 2 years, but it was against the bank's own wishes, which is really interesting because actually both the bank and EDD make money off this contract. They get a portion of the merchant fees every time someone swipes a debit card. But I think for Bank of America, they said last year they lost hundreds of millions of dollars on the contract because of how large the fraud problem was in California. So I think they're saying this is a big risk and they want out, but it looks like they're stuck for another 2 years.
Yeah, if they have a contract, that would seem so. And the state assembly is also hiring workers to assist with the EDD issues and taking phone calls and returning emails. Emily, thank you. CalMatters is a nonpartisan news organization explaining California policies and politics. Find their work at CalMatters.org. You can also sign up for Emily's newsletter there as well.